My hotspot.
We good. We live. Good evening, everybody. I'm here, Delonte Peterson, with DP and Dev. We got a good show for you guys tonight. A lot of information on the panel. We got Curtis Campbell and Service America. We got my lovely wife Chelsea Peterson and my homeboy.
How you guys doing?
And now business partner, So, everything we're brought to you by Independent Capital Group, where you can invest in our. And basically, how it works, you invest, and it's like a 2-year CD. In 2 years, you get a 20% return on what you invested, and we use that money to buy real estate and so forth. So, if you're interested, look at our website, independentcapitalgroup.com. A lot of more information on there. There's credit repair on there, and then have what we're coming to talk to you about today to give you some more financial knowledge and opportunities at your fingertips if you want to take part in it. Our job is to always bring you the news, what's current opportunities that can help you mentally, emotionally, socially, and so forth. So with that ado, Kurt, you want to do the toast?
Okay. First of all, I appreciate you having me on. And this toast is we're into the second quarter of the year. May it be the best quarter of the year.
That's right.
Salute.
Salute.
So Curtis was on a couple of weeks ago, maybe about a month ago or so.
Yes.
And Curtis has been with Primerica for how long now?
5 years now.
Yeah. So you started out as you were in the military, then you were a police officer.
I was in the military, got out the military, became an Atlanta police officer, and then joined.
And that was it.
That was it.
And I actually was in America maybe about 20 years ago. Me and Chelsea had some success. We were winning awards, making money. And then I think my immaturity, for lack of a better when you're that age and you got a decent career, you think you have time. You get it later, you get to it later, then it's 2 decades later, I'm back.
Time.
So me and Kurt has always been friends, even though I wasn't in the business for a period of time. And I would see him out and, we're hanging, always good time. And then just recently, after Spartacus died, it just like a light bulb clicked or something. Like, okay, I'm ready to get back on board and build a team and become financially independent in the financial service world. It's always good if your wife is, backing you.
That's right.
It makes it a little bit more easier and palatable. So Curtis, so give us a brief overview of some of the stuff that Primerica has going on.
Okay. Well, first of all, Primerica right now it's coming off a very successful year, even though we are coming off the pandemic year. It's been exactly a year, but we're coming off a pretty good year. And I think that's mainly because people realize that there's a big need for services that we provide. Number one being life insurance. A lot of people carry it on the jobs and whatnot. And when you lose your job or get laid off, all of those benefits are left behind. And a lot of people that have experienced, pandemic and so forth, and realize that, we got to get insurance. And so that being one of our products, I think that spearheaded the success that they had. And, being on Zoom, we are face-to-face business, but, because of the pandemic, of course, we went to the platform of Zoom. Mm-hmm. And you can actually be working from home all day, where we used to have to drive across country just to do an appointment. Right. Nothing right at your kitchen table or your living room or your dining room. And so I think that made a big difference. And you kind of fall in love with Primerica. Primerica has a motto that, we do what's right. We're that company that deals with middle income families, Main Street families, showing them things that how to invest their $50 in the same places that the millionaires investing their hundreds of thousands of dollars, and so forth. So basically, it's just a company that cares about the community, that cares about weapons in a family's household, making sure that they're properly protected, debt free, and on a track to becoming financially independent.
And it's amazing. You're one of your uplines the same separate. I ran the same out in California. We were on the same plane, but I didn't see him until we got to the baggage not to get DJ. And he was making $1 million a year when we were in it 20 years ago, and now at $3 million a year. You know what I'm saying? He's
yeah, Sam was a very sharp individual. I owe a lot of the success that I've had in Primerica, to Sam. He's a very humble guy, and just a fun person to be in business with.
Yeah, he is hilarious, man.
So I got a question. Me just getting into business, right?
Okay.
Close to the mic, Trev.
Oh, just getting into the business. What actually made you successful in the business? Like, what did you have to do to be successful?
Well, I think when people come into Primerica, it's the biggest challenge is to get them to see that it's a real business. Because you don't have to mortgage your house or go take a loan from the bank to start. A lot of people don't look at it as a real business. It's just like going to opening up a McDonald's or a Burger King, or any type of franchise. You actually have a business that instead of burgers and French fries, you're dealing with, mutual funds, invest, IRAs, life insurance, and so forth. And so coming in, most people have never been in business. So I think the biggest challenge is getting the right mindset. Right. You've been in corporate all of your life. If you work the 9 to 5, challenge is developing a business mindset, because it is a difference. It's a you have to approach when you're working for yourself, because we say a lot of responsibility, freedom with responsibilities. You have a lot of, but there's a lot of responsibilities because there's no guaranteed paycheck. There are no, 401k plans and all of that kind of stuff. No vacation time. You are a business person. And so you have to develop that business mindset, meaning that, you have to do what you have to do.
Right.
When you have to do it. Even though you have the freedom to lay in the bed all day, you can't lay in the bed all day. And so just those small things, the biggest challenge is developing a business mindset, when you come into it, because it's a real business.
It was interesting that you said, with the Zoom, it feels almost like that elevated the business, right? Because now with Zoom, it does make it easier to get into more homes and help more people. Because if you had to drive from point A, Georgia, then you might only get to see 2 people. But whereas with Zooms, you could set up appointments on hour and help more people. And I know some folks, some of that fear in starting their own business is that interaction, going to someone's homes. And I think that makes it easier but also takes some of that fear out, from that standpoint. Did you see that, or do you think that's some of the reason why you guys were still successful last year in this pandemic? Yes,
because, and that was exactly right. Just for an example, I did 3 appointments yesterday over, and they were back-to-back appointments. And it's no way I could have gotten that done if I would have had to drive from Stone Mountain to Riverdale to Marietta. It's impossible. Right. The biggest thing, one of the biggest, that now you can be all over. You can be, you may be from Kansas City, South Carolina, and you may know a lot of people there. Well, you can just call them, get them on a Zoom, and you're on an appointment with them. And that was just totally impossible before the era. And so you can have a business all over the country.
Yeah.
All over the country now, you can have a business operating, and because training can be done right over Zoom. Every state has a different licensing process, and so it's an awesome opportunity. And the good thing about it, and I've heard word of this, people have said it, and I know for myself personally, when we do get back to normalcy, this is not going away.
No, I agree with you there.
It's not going to go away. Because it's just too valuable. And it saves wear and tear on your car, your body, save gas, everything.
But even for the customer, you think about it, rushing trying to get home to make an appointment, you can at lunch or when you've got a free hour versus,
True.
I've got to, oh my gosh, I got to get home appointment. And so I think it's the ease of this now in this modern day times. And, one of the positive things that came out of the pandemic is technology from this, but it does make it that much easier even for the customer. So
True.
I didn't even think about now you can just be, across the United States, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
So that means when we appointments for our folks back in South Carolina, just set up a Zoom call and don't have to travel to South Carolina to get a wet signature on the application.
Right. You just get a non-resident license for whatever state you do business in, and wherever people, you can have a business going and operating in that state.
And now, what do you say to people when people say, "Hey, Primerica, told me that and this, that, and the other," but they haven't really sat down and had a presentation and given to them. They're just going by, some rumor they may have heard.
Well, it's amazing. And, people, I've heard that in rear, don't hear it as much today as I did in previous years, but it's an easy question to answer. I always tell, just do your research. Primerica is a public traded company, and I asked that question, do you know what that is? And either if they don't, I explain it to them, but most people know what that is. We're Wall Street. And, I said, well, if we're a Wall Street company, then do you really ask that question again? Because I think somebody would have figured that out by now. Primerica has been around for 44 years. And this is not something you can just join. You actually have to qualify to come to in the business with Primerica because it's a regulated industry. You have to get an insurance license, an investment license, and that requires a background check. That requires being fingerprinted and so forth. So, and I asked a person, what pyramid do you know where you have to get fingerprinted to join?
Right.
Yeah, I try to make it, lightly on them, but and it's just rumors that have been passed on for years and years and years. But just a little click on a research, call the Better Business Bureau, call the insurance commissioner or whatever state that you're in and ask them that question. And they will definitely give you the answer to that.
Yeah, because if you get a license, it's a highly regulated industry. So they're just not letting anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There are people that wish they could join Primerica, but because some mistakes they may have made in the past, they can't, and that's just the law. It's not Primerica. That's just the law. And so forth. So, and the unfortunate thing about that, a person can hear something like that and it could rob them of what could have been a great business opportunity for them. And so I tell everybody, due diligence, go and, everything is researchable now today. With a flick of your finger, you can find out what you want to find out.
So I think a lot of people think that it's a scheme, a pyramid scheme, because of the fact that, we have to recruit people, right? Bring people on our team to build our business. And I think from that aspect, people look at it as a pyramid because you're getting paid or you making money off of else does. So how do you leverage that to those people?
And that's a good question. and I love it. And believe me, I haven't always been I have learned this over the years. But the first thing I would tell a person, I ask a person, where do you work at? And let's just say they say Home Depot. I said, okay, Home Depot. Does Home Depot recruit people?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're in the military, do the military recruit people to come into the military?
Every day.
There's not a company on this earth that doesn't recruit people.
That's right. Corporate America has recruiters. They go out.
And so the beauty of being in a business where you get a chance to recruit people, you're building your own business. You can be a recruiter for any Fortune 500 company. You're building a Fortune 500 company. But if you're in Primerica and you are recruiting people into the business, they don't work for you. They're coming in to build their own business within the framework of your business and so forth. So it's a simple answer when people realize that, you probably was recruited wherever you work today. That's why they hold job fairs to recruit people.
Right.
And so, but then when people, I'm in a business, you can join a business where I can recruit people, but I'm recruiting people to build my company.
Right. And just to elaborate on that, because I have that kind of mindset, right? So I work for AT&T, of course, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anytime I'm out, I'm go somewhere and I see that someone gives me good customer service and they have a good talk track, I'm always talking to them like, hey, why don't you go online and apply for this position? We're hiring. Let me get you in to build my team at the store. So it's kind of the same set
we always
that we do
over this concept right here.
I know, but
I almost got on there and said my team.
Now you're building your team. Yes.
AT&T can say tomorrow, Trav, we place you.
Absolutely.
For a lower price, lower cost. And then now that person's team. If he buys in the AT&T, philosophy. And it amazes me. It's not amazing, but I know this because I've been doing this for myself for a long time. Even when you go to McDonald's and it's for, give me some more ketchup, they feel like 2 more packs of ketchup, like it's their ketchup, that ketchup in the back. Like, what? On McDonald's? I'm saying, why is it a problem for me to get some more ketchup? Similar stuff like that. McDonald's have kind of trained them mentally to believe that they are a part owner of this company. So you need to treat McDonald's like you own it. So you can't give away your ketchup. So it's the mentality thing that once you shift the mentality that, hey, now I'm here building for me, versus build for AT&T, McDonald's, to whoever you work for. At the end of the day, you building for them because eventually you're either going to age out, move on to another company, but you're going to eventually leave that company, and that company is still going to be running, And me and Chelsea had these conversations a lot that, she's a perfectionist at work. So, and it bothers her and she's not appreciated at work.
That bothers me wherever I'm at.
Right,
if I'm not appreciated, I'm just saying. Not just at work, just saying.
So, and it frustrates her. But then I had to really talk to her like, that's their company. That's the way they want to do it. And I mean, who are you to tell them that they've been running this company for how many years? Because once you move on, that company's still running along like, you weren't there, because they're going to make sure their company, those large companies are still functioning and hitting those targets, because they got investors to answer to.
Pretty much just a number in large companies.
Yeah.
But that is one of the things I will say, as Delonte said, I didn't know it was 20 years ago, Lord. But we were doing well back then with not a focus. And so it is an exciting time to now come back with a focus and running a business, coming out of Primerica with that kind of discipline, knowing what you've got to invest. And so that is exciting, and some of the stuff that frustrates me in corporate is some of the reasons why I'm super excited about us investing time in this and growing this business, and especially surrounding ourselves with the team that we are, and seeing ourselves, me and Travis already kind of going after each other, because I will get my license first before him. But I think that's the other part of it, going through some of the losses that we've seen, the importance of this. I was just having a conversation with one of my friends the other day, because, I'm retiring, and it is amazing that with 24 years, what you don't exit the door with.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Got to drink to that.
Yeah, Chelsea retiring.
Yeah. Congratulations.
But when you're in it, you don't think about that. But here's 24 years later, if we weren't prepared, it's like now you're out here hunting for this stuff.
Right.
And she was in awe. And I was but that opened the door for a conversation of what are you doing with that? And how can we help people position themselves now financially, that some of the stuff you share with us and some of the stuff that, Delonte and I've been to, when you think about it, you either in it, it's almost too late. Yeah. And so I'm excited about that aspect, how, the Primerica really helps families and positions them differently than they would have without it,
Yeah.
Just,
go ahead, Trev.
Just to elaborate on what she was saying. So you remember I was thinking like 2003, right? I had stocks or shares with Primerica, and I think I was doing like 50 a month or something. After like 3 years, I think I may have like $4,500, $5,000 in the account. Oh, and like so me being young, like DP said, being young, stupid, just want to have a bunch of money. That's what he was thinking.
Well, that was a lot of money.
That's what he was thinking.
When you're young,
Right.
That is a lot of money.
And seeing how that money grew, and like I just went and took all the money out, not thinking about, look, if I had kept that money in there until now, how much money I would have had. 2000 that's like what, almost 18 years, just $50 a month, and your money grow that much in 3 to 4 years. So that's what I'm looking at. I look at the benefits that I can actually help families, or even young people that don't even know, like, hey, look, you working at McDonald's, you working at Sears, or wherever you're working at, you just invest $50 a month. You spend $50, you spend $120 on a pair of shoes, maybe twice a week.
Preach.
Well, and that's the beauty of the business, because we actually educate families on that simple thing. I wish we can go back and undo some of the mistakes we made when we were younger. We would be multi-millionaires right now.
Right.
I was telling my son a month or so ago that to work every day and at the end of the week don't have anything to show for it, that's not good.
It's depressing.
And when you want to be able to look back, and like you were saying, if you just take $50 a paycheck, $100 a paycheck, act like you don't even have it, and let it go into an investment. You're in your 20s now. If you do that for the next 15, 20 years, you will be amazed at the options you're going to have, because you're going to be financially okay. Yeah. Because that money is going to have a chance to compound. And, not keeping it under the mattress, putting it in a good, IRA or mutual fund or something like that. And we educate clients on investing, the rule of 72, why you have to be getting, a decent rate of return on your money because of taxes and inflation and so forth. So that's one of the good things about business, is you feel good taking the information that you have to your friends, relatives, co-workers, church members, and so forth. So And I think that's why the company has done so well over these 44 years, simply because of the value that we bring to families, you know. So in the form of insurance knowledge and investment knowledge and so forth. That's not what the banks, the insurance companies, credit unions, these brokerage companies, they're not looking for people that's trying to save $50 a month, $100 a month.
Right.
But there are a bunch of people out there that can save $50 a month, $100 a month, that over a period of time, that money would accumulate to a decent amount of money.
And the younger you start, the less you need to save.
Exactly. You know, if you're in your early 20s right now, I'll just say 25, and you start saving $200 a month right now, and you do that to age 65, if you just averaged a 9% return, which you could, at age 65, you got $1 million saved.
And $200 a month.
Right.
Yeah.
So once you turn 40, 50, your salary would have increased, but you're on the track.
You know, and so just small things like that, you know, people need to know.
I think they take it for granted. Like they don't, like, I didn't realize like the position I would have been in if I had just kept doing, like, I didn't even have to add more to it. Just kept doing what I was doing and not touch it.
Believe me, like I said, we all have been there.
Yeah, this might would have been a dorm if I would have stayed the course, right?
You know, so if I had known what I was doing 20 years ago, Delonte probably would. We were having a little success, and we didn't even know what I was doing.
Right. I mean, I was like, oh my God, I'm getting an award. Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
You're right. So you're right, and it is. So, you know, some of that, you know, when you talk to people and trying to. What are some of that guidance of trying as we're growing our teams? You know, we've talked about that mindset. We've talked about that, but what gets, you know, people that have joined excited that you've seen as you've recruited? And
well, I think with everything, you know, you have your moments where, you know, it's not easy when you're in business for yourself. It's not easy. It doesn't supposed to be easy. If it was easy, it wouldn't be a business opportunity because everybody would be doing it. But it's not impossible because so many people have had success doing it. And I think the biggest thing that keeps people excited is because the company is always evolving. It's not the same company it was a year ago. And the year before that, it's always a platform to go after, and you just, you know, keep evolving, and then you see the new coming in. You see these people telling you guys last night on the call, you got my fire going again, you know, and that's all it takes. It's a new person coming in that's running, and now you're ready. It's almost like playing. You know, you get that feel. Everybody wants to be doing something for something. And you just see opportunity that's there, that, you know, what this can do for you and your family for generations, not just you, your kids, kids along the way.
Because it is so, it's $99 to join.
Right.
And then that pays for your
state license, yes.
And it pays the license fee also. Is that included in the $99, or you got to pay that separately?
The what now?
To take the test.
No. All that's included in that $99.
Well, when we joined back then, it was $99.
$299.
And I think we still had. No, the class was sponsoring the class, so
so it was definitely a different price, and you know, and I tell people I join just to get the license because you put that on your resume, and it costs way more than $99 to get an insurance license through the state of Georgia. That's just what you would have to front. Primerica subsidize the rest of it, but you know, and you're getting a professional license that sets you apart from the average person. You know, that's important than having a college diploma on your resume. If you got a life insurance license, getting some doors.
And for somebody who just Well, got a career. They really enjoy what they do, but they just don't make enough money. Point. And they just need something to make ends meet, or need something to provide the savings for them. You know what I'm saying? What would you tell somebody who's, they're searching, but they just don't know because they're not a salesman? That's what a lot of Black folks think that, but they're selling all the time because they got to sell themselves for every promotion, every job,
Well, I would say, and the question I always asks people, are you making and saving all the money you want to make and save? And the answer to that, most people, you have some arrogant people that, oh yeah, that answer is no. Well, that's not going to change unless something changes.
Right.
And good thing about the opportunity is that, you're actually going into business for yourself, but not by yourself. You're not on a clock. There's not a quota. So you're working the time that you have. What you want out of this, you can get out of it. And, in terms of being a salesperson, I'm definitely, not in sales. When people think about sales, they think about knocking on doors,
Right.
cold calling and stuff like that. And we don't do that. That's not what we do. Primerica is pretty much a referral business. You help somebody that like what you do, and they're going to refer somebody else to you. And, everybody, like you said, is in sales. You're going to sell me on why you can't do this or don't want to do this. You're selling. And so, but when it comes to sales, if you believe it or not, it's the most lucrative profession it is.
Yeah, it is.
Because you control what you make. There's no cap, there's no limit, and you don't have to be this. I'm not even though I'm doing a lot of talking now, I'm not a talkative person. But I can talk about what I like.
Yeah.
I can talk about what I have a passion for.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, when I first came into the business, my biggest talking, I knew I was going to have to talk, and I'm a quiet person by nature.
Really?
But once you learn the business, and you realize what it is, the value that we bring to people, I get in any room and talk about this all day long. Put me in a setting and on that fly on the wall over there,
So yeah, for some people that's like not really a social butterfly, or they don't talk a lot. Like, what would you?
Don't have no problem.
What would I don't have that problem, no, at all. So I can talk to any and everybody. It doesn't matter. But for those people, how do you get them to come out of that shyness and open up to, like, because you got to talk to people to actually have people, get people to actually come and sit and tell them about the business. How do you get that person?
Well, people talk about what they like and what they are comfortable talking about. First of all, once they become competent in what we do, then they can have that conversation. As people are afraid to talk because they don't know the subject. But once you learn the subject, and you're just having a conversation, you talk to somebody. You're on the phone with somebody. The conversation could be sports, it could be the weather, it could be politics. You are having conversation with someone. Now the conversation is just about your business, what you're doing, what you do now. And you will, if you stay here long enough, it just happens. I don't know why. You just get that passion and that of what you have your hands on. And because, you're in the process of changing your life. And in the process of changing your life, you're able to change other people's lives. So it's a bunch of people in Primerica that if you hear their story, they tell you they were so shy. If they were walking down the mall and saw friends on the other side, they would dip into a store just to keep from having to talk to these. That's how shy they were.
Right.
But they're a big company now. So everything is overcomable, if that's a word.
So I got another question. So for someone like me and Chelsea starting in the business, right? How would you say that we need to go about getting people to listen to us and like invite them to Zoom calls? Like what does that talk track look like?
Very simple. You look in your phone, you see who do you communicate with already on a regular basis? Who do you know well enough that if you're in their neighborhood, you don't have to call and say, hey, is it all right to stop? Just knock on the door.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I was in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Come on in. Most people that you know that well, all you're simply doing asking for a favor, asking for their help. It's out. If I was calling Delonte, this Kurt, what's going on, man? Nothing. Hey, listen, I need a favor. I mean, right now to get my license through the state of Georgia, I need to observe a couple of Zoom presentations. And I was gonna call you. You're my boy and whatnot, and you and your wife. So if y'all would just do me a favor and get on a Zoom call for about 15, 20 minutes, you will sure help. Simple as that. Well, what is it? Well, like I said, I'm in training to get my license. That's part of that's why I need you to get on. I'm in training, learning about, financial services and so forth. Simple as that. Very simple. Very simple.
So just like when you were my adjustment with Dr. Jamie today, like, okay, cool. When? You know what I'm saying? Because I told her, Travis, can you help Travis out with his training appointment? Sit down with you and Marcus, All right, cool. Let me see what day Travis gets off early, and then we can make it happen.
Speaking of that training, what is that support? I'm very fortunate. We're very fortunate that, we have you guys. But support, if you're brand new, like you're listening now, like, okay, I'm excited about that. I want to train, but what is the support to you're saying these training?
And that's a good question. Whoever you're linked to, they're linked to someone that is providing, online training, the kinds of videos, online demand videos and so forth. A lot of things that you can just go and watch all day long. But normally the person that's going to be working directly with you is going to provide everything that you need, and it's going to be in doses. A lot of times people want everything at one time. It's done step by step for a reason, because blow your head up, with too much. So it's a step by step process. It's a system in place, that we want to take you through the first 2 weeks, the first 30 days and so forth. So the support is there from A to Z. That's one good thing about this business model is that you really can be in a state by yourself, no one working with you. But because everything is online, you can figure out enough. There's enough videos, there's enough audios out there online, through the Primerica system that you should be able to figure some things out. But it's good to have that person you can pick up a phone or get on a Zoom and talk to directly for that support.
Yeah, I did see that. And you're right. Looking back to how we did things, I remember us Florence sitting in people's houses and people we knew in Columbia and Hopkins to now we're doing Zoom, and even the whole social media packet is totally different. So as much as we do social media today, the content that is already prepared for you, where you're just netting your timelines and things like that, is totally different again from 20 years ago, but also speaks to how they're evolving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Kurt, if some people just need some extra income and want to come part-time, we want to blow up and be a multi-million-dollar earner.
No, we will.
We will.
Okay.
So we got a path to that type of success. Now, I know you said you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself, because you got all the support. The home office is here in Atlanta. But regardless of where you are, you do it. How do you, when somebody said, all right, I'm excited about the opportunity, but make a certain dollar amount on my job, but I don't like my job.
Okay.
So what can you tell folks that, hey, if you come in here and you do X, Y, Z, the sky is the limit for you?
Well, one thing, and it's a very fine line to that, because everyone is going to be different. Everybody's going to be different. We can show a person what it would take to make X, Y, Z, and it's up to that person whether or not they go do, what it would take to do that. And it's because it's a business opportunity. It's not, a guarantee that,
So it's not a get rich quick.
No, definitely not get rich quick pie in the sky. It's hard work. It's hard work, but it's worth it. I just put it that way. And the company, they, and I'm gonna be politically correct in case this gets seen somewhere. They frown on. They don't want us to sell it as a pie in the sky. They don't want us to sell it as a get rich quick. Because it's too good of an opportunity. Once you come in and see it, once you come in and see it, you see what the potentials are. And about it, it's all up to that person, what you got inside here. You control what if you're gonna be big, if you're gonna be small, if you're gonna move fast, if you're gonna move slow. It's an individual decision. That's the beauty of it. Unlike corporate America, you can have the most talent in the world, but if it's not a position open for you to go to the next level, or someone is already in front of you, you still have to wait your turn. Well, here, you go as fast as you want to. You can come in here. I don't care how long me or Sam have been in the business. You can come in here and go right past both of us. It hurt our ego, but
but so saying is that there's no limit on the success somebody can have if they're doing what they'll be taught to do.
Right.
And whoever overrides you, who brought you into the business, their success doesn't predicate your success and your recruits to be successful because you build a team. It's still a part of your business, and they recruit. This is going to be a part of their business. Almost like we talked about Home Depot earlier. The folks on the floor who helping you when you go in there, they have managers. So they help the customers, and then they report to the manager. What's being sold, the person on the floor is getting paid from that. Then the manager's making more money because he's overseeing a certain number of sales associates. And then their manager, which their district manager or store managers or however it's called, everybody it's a hierarchy, regardless of where you work at.
Regardless, even the government has a hierarchy, and the beauty of the opportunity is you get to control how high you go in that hierarchy. No one can stop you from elevating. No one can stop you from going to the next level. No individual can not like you or like you. It doesn't matter. You do X, Y, Z, then you're going to get promoted to the next level. You know what you have to do to get to the next level. It's up to you how fast you do it. And so that's the beauty of it. Some people just say, show me what to do and get out my way.
Right.
That's me.
and believe it or not, those are the people we're looking for.
Right.
I don't want to have to babysit you. I don't want to have to call you every time. Hey, don't forget we got a meeting, that's draining.
Right.
I want that person, hey, show me what to do. And then that's how I was. Show me what to do and then let me do it. I've been that way even when I was in the military and on the police force. I tried to do my job in a good way so no one can stand up, a supervisor or a person that outranked me, to tell me you didn't do this right or whatever. And so that's the kind of person you're looking for.
That's what's up. So you told in your promotions, which is you get a higher percentage based on production. Is solely the production. Nobody is now whether somebody likes you or is open and available. The promotion is every month. Just depends on what you do to get to the next level.
Exactly. And it's the free enterprise system. And, that's the beauty of it, because if I didn't like you, I can control how fast you move, how much money you make, and so forth. If I like somebody else, I can show favoritism. Company don't know if you're a man or female, don't know if you're black or white. They do, but the computer don't. The computer is going to pay that number, and they don't know who that number belongs to. Whoever that number belongs to, that business comes behind, that's what the computer is going to pay.
It's a great opportunity,
And can we talk about the wealth and the legacy of it? Because I know you gave us a great example of somebody who had built a great team and was doing great business, and they passed, but the business was still going on and their family.
Because, Primerica has a unique mechanism in place where it's called ownership, where you reach a certain level, actually own, your business. I remember a few years ago, I don't know if my kids are watching tonight or not.
Keisha watching.
Okay. We were I think we had won a trip to Disney World. The company always have these, and we had won a trip to Disney World. And when you go to these trips, they give you these awards, and if you're going to get an award because you see what table you're sitting at, and it's close to the front. And, so
they don't want you walking from the bed.
Right. So this particular,
he's trying to make fun of us because we weren't dressed.
We didn't know. We did not know.
and this particular morning, we were at table number 3. I'm like, did they make a mistake? Table number 3, because this is a company event. This is not Sam's event. I said, oh, that means my name getting called. I don't know for what, but I had qualified for ownership, a partial ownership of my business. And I remember that's what the ownership. And when we talked to the kids that same day, that, hey, this is something, we want you guys to pay attention to, because if something happens, we want this to go on, and so forth. And so I remember that, and still have another level that my goal is to qualify for within the next 12 to 18 months, where you have complete ownership. Right now, I have it for 10 years. If something happens to me, the company, my business will still pay whoever my designated beneficiary for 10 years. Then it goes to my upline. But the next level of ownership is forever. I can sell it. My family can sell it if they want to, or I can sell it if I want to. And so that's what happens. Someone like Sam, for an example, something happened to Sam, his family, hey, we'll miss him, but his income stopped because he owns it. Now his wife will have to either sell it, which some people have done, and somebody will.
So when you say sell it, what are exactly?
You're selling that solution number. You got your
solution number.
You're selling that solution number to another individual.
And everything that's tied to
what's paying that solution number to that person is now paying it to this person.
Okay.
And so, or you can, your kids get licensed in the business, of course, they take it over.
Yeah.
Which a lot of families have done. You have a lot of second generation people now coming into the business because they've built businesses that they want to go on for generations. Some people sell it. Some people, just keep it going in the family.
Now, are they required? So when they sell it, or if they keep it going, do they have to have that license?
Yes, you have to get licensed. That's a law.
Okay. Okay.
You have to have an investment license, insurance license to receive commissions from the sale of insurance and investments and so forth. So yeah, that is a requirement.
Keisha says she's here. I'm here, Dad.
Hey,
let's see, Quincy Ford and his wife had built a massive credit repair business.
Yeah.
and she says she's going to look at the business, but she's trying to qualify for, I guess, what's equivalent to RVP here.
RVP, whatever.
So she says she's investing all of her time at the moment to make that next level. Because Quincy was in the business one time before. You know, he's my frat brother. South Carolina State alumni, HBCU. So got to give a shout out to him. So eventually, she has a huge following. She's TikTok and everything all day. Yeah.
And that is the difference when you think about it. Like I said, preparing for retirement. You know, I might get a little cupcake and some lunch and we go on, but the company and the owners of that company, everything I've invested, they keep, right? To the point of that, you know, and their families do have that legacy.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
and so that is, you know, I mean, it took us a long time. Well, for me there, but that is as we look at our, you know, DJ and our nieces and nephews and stuff of, they don't have to go through some of those hurdles that we had to go through if we do this thing right and we set them up right from that standpoint. And that's a huge difference in that. And so I could either go there and work 10, 12 hours a day, or do we invest in us and what we're trying to build to get to that next level and see that success. And so I think a lot of people are getting in that mindset. I think a lot of people, you know, should be afraid because I think a lot of stuff is being uncovered now of, you don't have to settle anymore.
Exactly.
You do not have to settle. And I think that's, you know, where we're going for. And pretty excited about the team and people who have, you know, already joined and what we're going to see all of us achieve. Really excited about that. And, you know, I'm like you, let's go get it. You know, I called you like, hey, let's go.
Hey, well,
you know, if we're going to be great, that means you got to be phenomenal.
You know, and
the pressure's on, Kurt.
Hey, bring it on. Cause I tell you, I am so excited right now about, because I've been here a while and I've seen, you know, the history of the company and so forth. And when you hear people that's been here since day one for years, that's saying it's never in 40-year history of the company, it's never been this good, you know? So for new people just joining, I mean, what it took people 10 years to do, y'all are doing 1 or 2 years, because it's just that, you know, the dynamics of the business have changed, the market, the social media phase of it, you know? So, you know, it's, again, it's the shot in the arm that I definitely.
And I think people mindsets are easy too, because people are really looking at things differently than what they used to look, the way they used to look at things 10 and 15 years ago, because a lot of things are happening. Like,
well, this younger generation now, they are more independent. And, you know, a lot of this younger generation, younger in that 25 to 30 plus age group, want a corporate. They've seen their parents. And they don't want that life.
Right.
You know, and they are social media savvy. And you get those people going, and well, they can just be on social media anyway.
Right.
They're just promoting their business and so forth. And I mean, the sky's the limit. And the company understands this. That's why, like I said, they're evolving. They have they just started a media department with the company, you know, because they see, hey, we're not going to get left behind. You know, we're going to get with this. And coming off the year that the company just came off of, and already ahead in the first quarter than where we were last year. So it's positioned to be another record-breaking year. And so, I mean, it's just exciting. It's exciting times right now. You know, so
within the first 30 days of us joining, what is the expectation? What should we have accomplished and have done?
Get licensed.
Well, we know that. We're working on that.
Get licensed, get promoted to district leader. You really get promoted to district leader before you get licensed in your training phase. You know, a lot of people, you know, come out slow and and say, well, I'm gonna just study and get my life trained. I'm gonna wait till I get my license to get trained. The biggest mistake you can make is now you're coming out the gate at a very low contract. You still got to do the exact same things you would have gotten the training, but now that sets you back a good 30 to 60 days. Versus if you go and complete your training, get your which means you got 3 individuals now in your business that's trying to do the same exact thing. They got to get 3 people. You can look up when you get your license and have 12, 15 people on your team already. And you just still trying to figure out how to do rates yourself. So that's the first thing. The first 30 days are critical because you got to assess, you got to see that it works. And you let, right now, of course, that person and me, I'm going to work with Delonte over the next couple of days so I can bring him up to speed to be what I do the way I do it, because now I can be in 2 places at one time. He's at a place, because I know he's more than capable of doing it. And so that's pretty much it.
But the great thing, Travis can bypass me just because now I'm ahead of him. My contract level, he can bypass me, and it doesn't affect me. None.
But first, he have to catch you. Yeah. And see, the key thing is, and I know we won't get into all the technical parts, but if he was moving like that, all you would simply do is hurry up and get your security license and let him push you right on to RVP. Simple as that. His progression can push you right on to RVP.
Well, we got our roadmap to RVP.
Yeah, we got our roadmap put together.
1 point. I don't know. We should 10%.
I don't talk
Yes.
But it is exciting. We were talking and with Travis, and already we are a team of 5 with Delonte in that sense. And my sister-in-law and brother, we were talking about the whole Spanish market.
She's Colombian.
Yeah, and so Jamila is new, and this pamphlet on how women are just really growing in this company, and so that's exciting, and again, no limits to the possibilities of what that looks like. It's just how much you invest in and how much. I almost look at it as like we did. I'm going to set a goal, all right, and then work back for strength. So what does that mean to achieve that goal? And you can't do that in any other job.
You can't.
You cannot do that anywhere else. And so tried it. You cannot do it in corporate.
Well, Kurt, we excited. I don't get bubbly emotional like my wife does. You know what I'm saying?
That's why we partner so well.
That's a good thing.
But I had a running joke the other day because we were talking. He said we are again. I was like, no, we will. Same thing. I think me and Travis had the same wedding vows for richer or richer, and so we're on that path.
For richer.
Because I'm gonna tell you, my wife ain't too high. So, that's already hot.
That's right. Let's go.
We got to get this thing rocking and rolling. So I already know what's coming up.
Hey, well, let's buckle our seat belts and let's get in the high gear and let's go.
Yeah,
we in the fast lane.
We got to.
And as Sam's wife always says, as good as it is, the best is still yet to come.
That's right. I like that.
The best is still yet to come.
Where can I reach you?
Okay, you can reach me. The best way is on my cell phone, which is 770-990-4909. Again, that's 770-990-4909. Or you can reach me at C. Campbell, Campbell, Campbell at Primerica.com. Of course, I'm on Facebook, Curtis Campbell, on Instagram. Don't know what my hashtag is.
You on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I should have. I'm learning.
We'll get you
next time we're on here. You'll be on TikTok and everywhere else.
I'm on TikTok too.
I was watching too. So
I know they laughing right now.
That's what's up. So Trav, Chelsea, we about to do this thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I already got. Trust me, we gonna be rolling, bro.
All right, so we're gonna keep everybody accountable.
Right.
So we appreciate you joining us tonight. You know how to get in contact with me on Facebook, Instagram, so forth. But you know, it's real. You know, I wouldn't be back involved with it because I got so much other stuff that could be going on that, you know, we wouldn't do it if it wasn't 100% legit.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? So we checked it, we verified a part of it.
We made mistakes. We see the benefits.
Right.
Trust and believe. We seen the benefits and made the mistakes. So yes.
So if you want to come in part-time, if you just want to come in and get education so you can control your life finances, or if you want to come in and possibly look at it as a career and you want to do something big, the cost of entry is minimal. You know, when we buy these houses, you know, you're talking about $20,000-$30,000 that we bring to the table. You talk about $99.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's something you can be making money in 30 days. You out the gates making money.
And if anyone just wants some more information, you know, definitely hit us up. If you just need more info, you have questions, just hit us up.
Or even to invest, like just to invest.
You want to, you know, whatever. You don't have to buy or be a part of everything. You know what I'm saying? Some people may just want one thing. Saying we want you to be a part of the team, but okay, and we want to be able to provide you something that's going to make your life or your kid's life or whoever life better at the end of the day.
Agreed.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
All right. Well, it was a pleasure, y'all. I appreciate the invite.
yeah. So until next time, peace.
Peace.